Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Our today's topic is liver, which is a simple machine. Students, liver is the most earliest simple machine. The definition of liver is a liver is a simple machine which turns about a fixed point called fulcrum when a force called effort is applied to overcome a resisting force known as the load. Students, a lever basically consists of a rigid arm which is free to turn about a point called fulcrum. The fulcrum is a pivot. The effort force, which is a push or pull, acts on one end of the lever and the other end goes up or down in the opposite direction like a seesaw. The load tends to move the lever in the opposite direction of the effort force or push or pull. Students, the greater the distance from the fulcrum to effort, the more power you can get from a lever. It is easier to lift the lid of a tin of paint with a long screwdriver than it is with a coin, even though both are levers. So now moving towards the classes of lever. Levers are divided into three classes according to the way the load and the effort are arranged around the fulcrum. So we can say that the classes of levers are determined by the location of effort, force, and the load relative to the fulcrum. So moving towards the first class of the lever, a first class lever has a fulcrum between the effort and the load. Many of us are familiar with this type of lever. A seesaw is a classic example. In first class lever, because the load is greater than the effort, this type of lever produces a large force from a small force. So that's why it is a force magnifier. Moreover, the effort moves further than the load. And the third feature is the fulcrum is nearer to the load than the effort to increase the turning effect of the force, which is moment. As we learned in our last video that the turning effect of force is greater if the force is placed further away from the pivot point. Students, here we have some examples of first class lever. At first we have pliers, in which you can see that the fulcrum is between the load and effort. Then we have scissor, in which fulcrum is between the load and effort. Students, in scissor there are two first class levers together. Then we have claw hammer, which is taking out a nail, and in this fulcrum is between the load and effort. Other first class levers include a car jack or a